got a real friend, you don't need much. Just a place to sit and fish is more than enough. When you got a real pal, there's nothing too tough. Together it is better when you got your real bud. Real bud.
John, we only use the special lights for special occasions.
Taylor, we are the champions. Yay, look at this.
I was doing a little dab. Do your grandkids a dab?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, they do. As a matter of fact, we were on last night. We were on the family text, the group text, which went off like every 2 seconds, with all of them spread out throughout the country, and it was just fun listening to all their comments and how much fun they were having, especially the guys down in Texas, down in Fort Worth, Connor and Ryan.
What were they doing?
They were at, I think both of them were at different bars. And they were watching the game there. And Connor was the only one who had Chiefs stuff on out of the whole group. But they were all into it, that's for sure.
Well, we had to do an impromptu bonus episode to celebrate the occasion.
We did.
And here we are. We recorded it a week or so ago for an episode coming out at midnight tonight.
Yep.
And we gave some Super Bowl predictions that I don't think were very accurate. So
What was that? What do you mean they were accurate?
Well, our listeners will find out tomorrow, but I made a couple musical guest appearance predictions.
Oh, okay.
I think some commercials I predicted weren't too accurate.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, it was last week. So here we are today with more facts at hand and what we have, and it's great. It's just a great feeling. What did you think of the game? I mean, were you into it or what?
I was into it. We went to Janelle's parents' house to watch it, and they had 2 different neighbors come over, and the whole game I thought we were going to lose. I just have a pessimistic tendency about myself.
See, I've done that a couple of times with some of the previous Chiefs games, and they wind up losing. But I didn't have that feeling this time. I had a feeling of concern, but I keep always remembering that the Mahomes and all of these guys keep saying, look, don't ever count us out. Don't ever count us out. We're going to fight to the very end. And that's what they normally do. They're just kind of a bunch of street fighters. And that's what I love about that team.
Street fighters.
Street fighters. They just battle it out, man. Just keep going. Keep
going for the win. Did you play Street Fighter a lot growing up?
Huh?
Did you play that a lot growing up?
I played a lot of Street Fighter when I was growing up.
What's the one say? Hadouken! It was a good game.
It was
the whole
fun.
time I just kind of had a feeling of doom. I don't know. I shouldn't, because Mahomes always comes back. Almost always.
Well, that's what he kept
All he
saying.
needs is like 13 seconds, and he can get a score out of it. But just the lack of weapons we had this year didn't seem like previous years, and I just felt, I don't know, the defense kept us in it.
Well, this year it was not a pretty year. You know what I mean? They were tough games all the way around, and they didn't look good, but they just kept battling it out and just kept going for it, and they ultimately get the win. But it just wasn't a pretty year for the Kansas City Chiefs.
But I will take
here
it.
They are. Here we are with the World Championship. So yeah, I agree with you. We'll take it.
Yeah, the first started off 10-0. We were down
10-0.
Didn't like that.
Nope.
And then we threw that long pass in the end of the second quarter, got all the way down there, almost scored a touchdown, and then had to settle for a field goal. And the second half, third quarter kind of went our way, and then fourth quarter it was back and forth. And
was that the 52-yard field goal that he kicked?
That one was a short one at the end of the second quarter, and then he kicked the longer one later on.
Okay.
But that blocked extra point came back to haunt the Niners.
Yep.
Like that. And then I was confused at the end of the game because I think the first overtime playoff game they've had with the new rules.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that if they wouldn't have scored in that last play that won it, that they would have gotten the ball back again to start the second overtime period.
It would have started the second overtime period.
I thought the second one would have started, and they would have started with another coin toss So I was like, why are they not calling a timeout? So I was worried, and then they scored, and I didn't care. But
That was an amazing play. That really was. I mean, it was just kind of it's an old Andy Reid, from what I understand. I'm not a football aficionado by no means, but from what I understand, that was a play that Andy Reid has had in his little grab bag of plays that is years and years old.
well, do you know what the play was called?
I heard it on the way out, but I can't remember what it was.
They used it last year. It's called corn dog.
Corn dog?
Obviously, why would it not be?
Great.
But yeah, I was nervous the whole game, and then I don't know. I'm kind of a quiet fan. I'm not shouting or yelling or crying or cursing, and just kind of keep to myself.
My stomach gets in knots during these games.
Yeah.
It really does. I just get to a point where I just want to get up and walk away and turn the TV off or change the channel or something. But I can never bring myself to do it.
So did you watch at your house?
Yes, I did.
Just you and Mrs. Ryan?
That's right. The lovely Mrs. Ryan and I.
Is she a shouter?
No, she doesn't like to watch because the tension gets so high that she just can't stand it.
So where'd she go?
She's just walking around doing little things and little odds and ends that need to be done. But she was in there for most of the game.
Yeah, I think it's funny imagining that because it's a decent sized TV, but it's off in the corner so far away in your
Right.
living room, and
Right.
you don't get too close to it.
No.
It's kind of a basic setup, but
Yeah, it's a pretty basic setup.
for
And
a pretty house.
it's not a huge TV. That's going to be in my next house.
The block's not lined up to come to your house and watch the game.
The what?
The block's not lined up to
Nope.
watch the game at your house.
No.
Well, that's sad. We were at Janelle's parents' house, and they have a living room upstairs and then a little bit of a man cave in the basement. So all the guys went downstairs except for me. I hung out with the ladies upstairs because they were quiet and they would ask me questions, and I felt like the hero.
Oh, you mean they would actually talk to you?
Well, the guys were all kind of yelling. They were all kind of angry, and
Yeah.
the girls were, oh, look at that. Look at her outfit. And I was able to watch the game more than if I was downstairs. So then they were asking me questions like, why aren't they doing this? Why does Patrick Mahomes run further back when he hands the ball off than Brock Purdy? Why are they doing this play? Are they going to kick a field goal? Probably not, Martha. They're on their own 20-yard line. So stuff like that.
What does your old alma mater think of Mr. Purdy?
They think he's pretty great. I was sad to see him lose. He's a graceful, gracious loser.
I agree with you.
He said all the right things after the
That
game.
young man has a huge future in NFL.
You heard it here first.
Yep. You heard it here first, folks.
From a generational talent scout in the NFL.
That's right. And I know what I'm looking for.
But if they would have lost to someone, I would have been happy it was him. But also glad the Chiefs won. So
Yeah, it was kind of a double-edged sword on this one. But now how long has Purdy been in this NFL?
this is the second year.
That's what I thought. His second year, and here he is, Super Bowl.
So he did a good job.
The way he performed in the Super Bowl this year was just amazing to me.
You know what he
Second.
had? He possessed moxie.
Moxie?
That's a good word.
Not the moxie.
He was poised.
He was.
But he did well. Glad he didn't do too well.
Yeah, I am too.
And then one of Janelle's parents' neighbors was there, and I thought he was joking, but he asked all of us if we had any superstitions. I think he was kind of gauging if he could reveal his. And I said, no, I just kind of stand and watch. And he's like, oh, well, if we're not winning, I usually go to the pantry at our house and I read labels on the back of and I thought he was joking, so I laughed.
So,
Sure enough, end of the
does.
first quarter, we said, where's Neil? And turn around, and he's
he's in there.
one leg in the pantry, one leg out. Do you have any superstitions or anything?
I do. I have a pair of special socks that Muriel's my cutie pie got for me years ago.
You said both of her names.
I know. But it slipped. But
It's the bonus episode.
It's a bonus episode, so we can do that. But in any event, she got me these socks that were Lynn Dawson's last play in his Super Bowl. And they had the exact play on the socks. And every time I've worn those things, they've always won.
Ooh.
So I wore them again yesterday too. Well, I didn't for the first half, and then I remembered, I don't have my special socks on. So then I went upstairs and got my special socks and put them on. Here they are. They won.
They need to fly you to a game,
They probably should.
to a next
Can I
Super
be?
Bowl.
Can I be with Taylor Swift and her buddies, her crowd?
Sure.
Would I fit in?
I think
What do
you
you
would.
think?
You're just jumping around, hugging in
Yeah,
the
I'll
suite,
jump around, and hug, and
chugging the beer like she
chugging the beer like she did. I can do that.
did.
Been
So you-
known to do it anyway.
Talk a big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the rest of the game?
It was an exciting game. It was just right down to the very, very end. But that's the way the Chiefs have always done it. They've always been sort of a second half team to begin with. It's always been a fourth quarter kind of team. And some of the things that they pull out, these wins that they pull out, and that's what's been fun to watch. So you can kind of, in the good old days, you could kind of skip the first, half or whatever it may be, and just kind of stick around, watch the second half and the fourth quarter, and watch the game.
Yeah, they've never really had too many blowouts that I've been a part of in the playoffs.
No, they
It's
haven't.
always pretty close.
No, they haven't.
Makes me watch the whole thing. What were your thoughts on the commercials?
Oh, they were okay. I'm not a big commercial fan. If it was left up to me, I'd pay extra not to have commercials on my TV, but it'd be too expensive, I'm sure.
I only recall a couple of them, and the one was the State Farm commercial with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
We couldn't say neighbor.
neighbor,
Otherwise,
neighbor.
which they played twice. Did you catch that? In overtime, they played it again. So they must have a set list of commercials they have to get through in regulation, and then they just replay the ones in overtime. Or
I
something.
didn't notice that.
Well, they played it twice. Yeah, I didn't catch a whole lot of commercials that I've recalled. I don't know. Nothing stuck out too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did you think of the commercial? Were they up to the hype and the caliber of $7 million for a minute or whatever they
So it
cost?
was. I don't know. Usually there's something edgy that kind of catches your eye. You kind of gets people talking,
Mm-hmm.
or something that no one really understood the point of.
I didn't see that. Did you?
Mm-mm. I missed a lot of them, I think, but I'm a sucker for a good Clydesdale commercial.
Yeah, and you know what? Budweiser is on this year as compared to last year.
They were not on last
They
year.
were not on last year.
Hmm.
They kind of got wonky on us here a little bit, and now they're kind of back in the fold.
So the other big part, the halftime show.
Yes.
Did you like Usher?
No,
No?
I didn't particularly care for him.
Was it because he took his shirt off and Mary Alice was glued to the TV?
No, she was glued to the TV, but I didn't do it because of that. But I just did it because I wanted to.
But you weren't a fan of the performance?
You know what? The performance was okay. I'm not. I guess I'm just an old fuddy-duddy that's just kind of not into
Fuddy-duddy?
that. Fuddy-duddy.
Say that for next week.
That's next week's word. Yeah. Just be prepared, fuddy-duddy.
There were just too much gyrations up there on the stage.
Well, it did seem like there was a lot going on. I mean, all at one time. Like you'd have, roller skating and all these other kinds of things going on, singing and dancing and all that. So I couldn't keep up with it. I guess my ADD kind of kicked in and said, no.
Well, yeah, there was quite a few different guest appearances in it. Probably 5 or 6 different people
Right.
showed up. And
Right.
so, yeah, you're kind of all over the place.
And I, to be honest with you, I didn't know who they were.
Any of them?
Not in any.
You didn't know Luda?
I didn't know Luda.
Alicia Keys?
Alicia Keys. No, she's the one that was singing at the piano, wasn't
Yeah.
she? She started off.
It was
off
awful.
Key.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Talk
I
about
thought.
Alicia off keys, am I
Alicia,
right?
oh man, I couldn't believe that. I thought,
Yeah, I
ooh.
cringed. She made up for it, but
Yeah, she did. She came. There was a comeback on that, but she didn't start off too well in my book.
yeah, she didn't do well. Ludacris was pretty good. Did you see that
I
guy?
did stick around, and listen to him. He seemed all right.
Did you see the guy who was dressed? It looked like he was wearing his. What was it? Like he was wearing pants way too big, like a little kid. He had shorts and like a suit jacket and some white socks.
I
and
didn't catch that guy.
He was interesting looking. I didn't know who that one was. And then
Yeah.
I think the girl on the guitar was Her. What's her name?
Her.
Her.
H-E-R,
Mhm.
her.
It's a pronoun.
It's kind of like calling dog, dog.
You can make that comparison
Her,
if you'd like.
her. Cat, cat.
So it
Bird,
was
bird.
interesting,
Yeah.
but it was better, I think than some previous years. Kept me more interested.
Yeah.
It was some of the music I listened to growing up.
Was it of the caliber of all the hype, do you think?
I didn't really hear a lot of hype, to be honest.
Well, they always talk about the commercials and how, absolutely incredible they are.
Oh, the commercials,
but I didn't catch that this year. I didn't, for some reason.
yeah, I didn't really watch a whole lot of the commercials, but what I did see, it was I did like the one, I think it was for NFL Red Zone, and it showed like the like the Seattle Seahawks. It was like the players with their flying.
Yeah, that was kind of
the
cute.
ravens were
Yeah.
in the tree, and
Yeah,
that was
kinda
cute. It was
yeah,
cute.
it was just cute.
That was cute, John.
Cute.
Their outfits.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one. I don't recall a ton of the other ones, but
Some home apartment rental place that Jeff Goldblum, I guess, owns or does or something. That was one of them too. I didn't catch, didn't strike me, but.
who would you like to see for the next halftime show?
Oh gosh, I would like to see if there's any way that they could blend the old and the new.
Yeah, I think they can't make everyone happy unless they did that, because I don't know the last time they did an older like rock band or something, but it would make a lot of people my age and younger a little upset.
Who was the last one? The crooner, the singer. I can see his face right in front of me. I can't think of his name.
I don't know a lot. I mean, I know last year's Rihanna, year before was all the different rap artists in LA.
Who was before that?
Shakira was the Chiefs' first Super Bowl, I think.
Okay. And I don't know.
And I think Jennifer Lopez, but that was in Miami. Otherwise, yeah, I don't recall. Oh, I think The Weeknd was the Chiefs when they were in Tampa Bay. You probably don't know him.
Mm-mm.
It's The Weeknd and her and Pitbull.
Dog.
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah, I think if they did like, I don't even know an old rock band that would work anymore.
The Who would work for me.
My parents went and saw the Eagles last weekend.
Oh, did they? Ooh, how was it? Was it a good concert?
I haven't heard yet. I should ask them.
Okay.
But they could have the Eagles and Lil Wayne. That would be a good one.
Lil Wayne.
They just switch each other's songs and they each have to perform. He's rapping to Hotel California.
That'd be too confusing for the brain. I mean, you got the left side and the right side thing
And
going on here, and that just wouldn't work.
The Eagles are singing to Fireman. Stunting like my daddy. Heard that one? There'd be some good mashups.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do next year.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's too big for the show, I think.
Do you?
Plus, she's
I
got a
don't
rooting
think so.
interest. You don't think she's too big?
No.
There's not much to gain for her to do it.
You're absolutely right. The only thing that she would gain is just the
Experience.
the experience of doing the Super Bowl. And how many people watch the Super Bowl? Do you know?
A few.
Yeah, I know there were a couple that.
I don't know the numbers.
I don't know what the final numbers were either, but I know it's just millions.
But yeah, there's a good sweet spot of like not too big, but obviously not too small, where they're interested in doing it. But yeah, so I don't know, like Katy Perry seemed like a smaller name for doing it, but like a Drake or something like that.
A Drake.
Or they could have
I always thought that was a hotel in New York City.
you could have another crooner.
Another crooner?
You could just do like a silent, just do like tap dancing.
Yeah,
He's got a cane and he tips his hat.
that's right. That's right.
So that was an interesting one. Oh, what were your thoughts on the national anthem, Reba?
I think Reba did a very good job. I really did.
Let's talk about one. There's nothing to gain. I think the only good. I think Whitney Houston had a good one, but Chris Stapleton last year was the only one I've seen where people still talk about it, about being so good after.
Yeah, I agree with you. Stapleton did a great job on that.
Otherwise, you just do terrible. You mess up one word and people will never forget.
Well, it's the national anthem. You got to do it right.
But you can't.
But all of the artists that I've heard interviews with said that is the most hardest. It's the hardest song to do.
Well, you don't have a lot of creative liberties to it.
No, you can't. You can't.
So
It's like, I think one of the greatest songs I've ever heard was Ray Charles, and when he did America. That was probably the greatest song I've ever heard. It's just a fabulous song.
well, he couldn't sing the national anthem. You know why?
Why?
Because the first line is "Oh, say can you see?" I'll see myself out.
No, see the door over there.
But yeah, I think.
I'll see myself.
Did you see Post Malone do "America the Beautiful"?
No.
I'd never seen that before. A game before. He did a good job.
Did he?
It was good. He sounded. He made
Excuse
it.
me. I'm sorry. I did see that.
He was the guy
And
with
you know
all the
what
face
he-
tattoos.
yeah,
You
he had all the tats
couldn't really
on.
miss him.
Yeah, I know.
The grill.
He did do a good job, I thought.
There's a lot of different songs they did before, like the Black National Anthem and that, and a lot of different things. So, but it was overall, it was a good show. I don't know if I would have thought it was nearly as good if the Chiefs didn't win or weren't in it, but
What's your comment on the Usher show?
it was good. If I was your age, I would not like it. If I was younger, I would not like it, but I listened to growing up quite a bit.
There's a little comment here on the.
That was not my. So everyone was talking about the halftime show coming up at Janelle's parents,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's like, "Oh, Usher, I'm looking forward to that. I wonder who he's going to have out." And Neil, the neighbor who was in the pantry reading labels when he got nervous, he said, "I'd rather have diarrhea than watch Usher live." So I'll let you guess his age group.
Yeah, I know where he's coming from.
So he might like to have The Who or Rolling Stones play next year.
Yeah.
But they were nice. He meant that with the most respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Respectfully, I'd rather have diarrhea.
Respectfully. Yeah.
I didn't know if you thought that was my line that I was saying, but
I thought, well, I was sitting here looking at it. I thought, what is Taylor writing down here? What's it, I'd rather have diarrhea than watch this.
no, I was fine watching.
Just
I did
a little
not
notes.
need
Little
the
notes
extra.
we have.
But yeah, then we came home. I got home at 10:30, 11, and watched coverage of the game for another 2 hours, and went to bed at 1 a.m. And that's why I got this energy drink. I was on the struggle bus today,
How are you?
so looked like everyone had fun at the after party.
At the Power and Light, my neighbor's daughter across the street, Jeff. You know Jeff. Jeff's daughter went down to Power and Light. She was in town, and she said it was just an absolute blast
Really?
down there. Yeah.
You could not pay me. You could probably pay it enough, but I had friends there, and it was just shoulder to shoulder. I like having my own restroom to go to, my own pantry to read labels in.
Well, yeah, I know. And get to be at least my age, you need that restroom close at hand. It's not a
The beers were free or greatly
Oh, yeah.
discounted.
right.
Not paying $8 for a beer in Power Light.
I know, but it's just the experience. You got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Once
I
in a
mean,
while.
I remember the very first Chiefs parade, Super Bowl parade that they won.
Are you going to go?
I went to the very
In
first
like
one.
1960?
Yeah, it wasn't 60. It was later than that. It was 68 or 69, something like that.
Are you going to the one this Wednesday?
No.
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 Why not?
It's kind of that goes back to that restroom thing of,
Yeah,
I don't want to wait 300 people in line to
it's going to be, I
take
think,
care of business.
62 on Wednesday. So it'll be a perfect day
It'd be a
to
great day.
be outside. But yeah, I don't see all of FOMO from not going. You know what FOMO means?
No.
Fear of missing out.
Oh,
I'll have some FOMO.
FOMO.
And
I like these abbreviations.
you got to be careful with that one.
Yeah,
and,
I know. Very careful. And you have to, pronunciations, everything on that one.
FOMO. But yeah, I'll probably watch it during work or something on my phone and just to see what's going on. But yeah, I do not want to get down there at 6 a.m. and deal with traffic on the way back, all that.
Well, most of the stations here in Kansas City are going to be filming it or doing live broadcasts from there, and
It's not the same
that'd be
as
kind of
being there.
fun. Why don't we do that?
Do a live broadcast
Let's do a live broadcast of Real Buds.
just during the middle. Shut up. Patrick's talking
Yeah.
down in front. Oh, I was gonna say this one for. Ooh, that was me.
Put $1 in the can.
Well, cool.
Don't save it. Let's have it. What do you got?
It can wait for the next episode. It was a YouTube comment we got, but I'll save it for the next one. I know you got places to be. This is an impromptu episode.
I do.
And we're 25 minutes in. So anyway, great season.
Great season, Chiefs. Thank you very much. And thank Kansas City. Kansas City, you should be very proud of these guys. They have done such an exceptional job, especially when, I can remember back in digressing here a little bit, back in the 80s and the 90s when, God, you couldn't even buy it. They were giving away season tickets for the Kansas City Chiefs, and here we are, just a few years later, and we're world champions.
Well, it's been fun. I moved here in 2013, and since I've been here, they've won a World Series, been to 2, and they've won 3 Super Bowls, been to 4. So I've been kind of spoiled.
Yeah, you should be.
But we hope for another one next year.
I think, they keep talking about it, and they're depending on how the off season goes but the major players are coming back. Mahomes is coming back.
The major pleasures?
Major players are coming back.
Yeah, I saw that Travis is coming back for at least another year.
Travis is coming back for another year.
Hopefully more than that. Andy Reid's coming back.
Yep.
They'll probably draft some more weapons for Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
But the second years, I think, are really stepping up. Will step up and should be just a powerhouse of a team again next year.
I think
so. We're going to win it again.
You could probably give Patrick a team of house kittens, and he would find a way to win with them.
Yeah, he does have that talent, doesn't he? I think he does anyway.
Every year they kind
True
of say
leadership kind of qualities.
He's got no more weapons. They all left. Tyreek Hill's gone. How are they going to do it?
Yeah, well, okay.
This year, every player is dropping balls left and right. And
I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, let's get a hold of Andy. Andy will let us have it. Andy let us do it. So
we were about to wrap up, and then I thought of something else. Did you see Travis running into Andy Reid, bumping into him?
I did see that, and I saw Andy Reid's explanation for that, and he just said, that's the relationship that we have.
We just assault each other.
I was a little off balance when he hit me, and I wasn't expecting it, but I was off balance and caught me, and
he didn't catch him.
He didn't catch him, but he
caught him off balance.
Caught him off balance.
Yeah, I knew he would kind of cover for him. He was just being a hothead, and I don't know. He shouldn't have done that, but he wanted to be in the game, John.
Well, I think, and I think there were some. I'm sure there has been some apologies in order, and have been.
I don't know if they need it. They probably just passed the trophy around and kissed it, and then they're all good.
Yeah.
He said, "Come back and do it again next year."
If you were Andy Reid, would you accept that or not?
I'd be fine.
Would you?
I'd probably wear some shin pads next time to the game, but put some shoulder pads on.
I'd probably say, look, let's let this one go by, but don't ever do that again.
Yeah, he kind of embarrassed him on national TV.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, if he was any smaller than he is, then I think it'd be a little bigger an issue, but yeah.
But he's an intense competitor, and we saw that.
Well, sorry, I know you got to go, but same time, same place next year?
Same time, same place next year. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
See ya.